All right, 9 May 2022. This is JCTV Africa and Zim Social Network. Hello and welcome to this broadcast. And wherever you're watching us from, whether you're watching this as a rebroadcast, you're also welcome. Your comments, your thoughts towards this shutdown Zimbabwe that is already ensued. What do you think about what we are seeing? We want to entertain your comments and your thoughts. We also want you to tell us from where you are. Are you struggling to find transport? Are you going to be in town? What are your thoughts this morning? You have to be part of this show. So please make sure that you get in touch with us. You can make a call and leave your thoughts to that. Are you already in town? Are you already moving around town? Are you struggling to find transport? Those are the things that I want to hear from you so that we can take it from there. Anyway, to those that have said to themselves they are not going to work, please also tell us about that. But I'm going to give you my thoughts and we're going to look at the developments that we've seen. Obviously, we've seen the heavy police presence in town and we've seen the presence of army, and we've seen some memos that have been circulating. The one that was circulated by the Director for Information and Publicity yesterday, Tafadzo Mgwadi, saying that there is not going to be shut down. But I also saw a memo that has been sent by the Public Service Commission, that those that are going to abscond from work today, they have to explain their reasons. All right. I'm going to tell you what I think about the shutdown in Zimbabwe and the demands that have been proffered on the table. First thing that I want to say is those reasons are very much genuine and they must be adhered, they must be heard by the government of the day. Government of the day must sort out. If you can check on our on the thumbnail of this YouTube and even on our Zim Social, you can see that there is demands, a list of demands, and I'm gonna put them out on the screen now so that you can see. These are the demands that they want to be addressed, as they are displayed on the screen in a moment. That number one, the government must address the issue of transport crisis, which they said they are going to allow private players to be on the road, which includes your Macombis and your buses and a lot of parameters that they are going to put. And then the end of the currency crisis, they also addressed it. However, we're gonna see how effective it is gonna be today. Reduce the cost of living, reduce the school fees, capacitate all hospitals, disband any and reform ZEC, increase salaries and pensions. These are genuine reasons, and these are they are supposed to be adhered to. The government must not turn a blind eye on all that. So I totally support what they're saying, and any genuine Zimbabwean would support that. However, I'm not seeing any leadership in this. I'm seeing Twitter. The only person that I saw, talking was Jacob Ngarivume, the 31 July protest. My question is, we have political opposition in Zimbabwe. We have Douglas Monzora, who is one of the official opposition in terms of the seats that he has in parliament. We have Advocate Nelson Chamisa. These are the leaders that are supposed to be pushing for such stayaways or such shutdown, if they come to Mopa and they say, we want to have a protest, a peaceful protest, and give a petition to the government, then we should be able to see the government taking heed. And if they then ban this, the protest, then we'll be talking about something else. But my question is, where is the leadership here in this whole scenario? Because I'm not seeing anyone coming out and saying, I am the one who is going to be on the forefront. Because if people, they don't have a leader who is going to lead them in whatever action they are going to take, it tends to result in a chaos. Let me give you a fresh example that is still fresh in our minds now. You saw Taurai Kandishaya going for the gods of Opo. He was there. He was vocal on Facebook. He was vocal on all the platforms. And you saw him convening with people and saying they were going to go to Opo homestead. Now, that's leadership. He was spearheading that. How it was going to happen, notwithstanding, but the truth of the matter is that there was leadership that was shown in the people who were fronting it. So in this case, you cannot then have people being told, let's shut down the country, but they are not being told how and by who. It's just some faceless people that are on Twitter. Yeah, and that for me poses a risk, because now during the course of the day we are going to hear people, so and so has been beaten, or so and so they are being caught in the crossfire of a shutdown that has been called upon by someone who is sitting in their homestead, and they are not going out in the street to protest and to show leadership. So my plea is, show us leadership. If you are there, if you are leading this, lead from the front. Be out there. If you get arrested, get arrested. Because it is very, very important for people. Right now, we are hearing here in South Africa, there is Operation Dudula. Who is leading it? Its person is known, Nhlanhla Lux. He's there on the streets with the people. You see him wearing his military regalia and all of that. He's showing leadership. That's what we are lacking in Zimbabwe. We need leadership of people that are going to go out there and say, we are supporting this and we are there. And these are bodies that I've told you, which is the opposition parties that are there. They must be there to say, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be leading this march. I'm going to be in the streets. They acquire the necessary, they go to mob, they go and apply for that, which is there in the Constitution. So I don't see any reason why it should not happen. I don't see any reason why these demands should not be heeded to by our government. But what I'm not seeing on the people is the leadership to show that, okay, let's go out there and protest. I'm not seeing that. So personally, I would want to see leadership. And that is very, very important, because if we don't have leadership, it is going to descend into chaos. And I don't want that. Because Chicharo is our man, and we are going to find our people getting injured, because the people that are going to go out there and start now to enforce the orders that they've been given, those people are very merciless, and those people are not going to, they want to make their point known. But we want leadership. And this is the job of the opposition. Here, in South Africa, EFF, when they call out for a march, you see Julius Malema is there. You see the leadership of EFF is there. So we want to see that from the organizers of this hashtag Shutdown Zimbabwe. So I totally agree that it needs to happen. The government needs to hit one to the rising school fees. They need to take a hit to the cost of living and to subsidize the price of fuel, because it is also important. Most government have shielded their people because of the war in Ukraine, which has caused the prices of fuel to go up. Most governments have given a subsidy to that regard, so that people cannot keep on paying more on the pump. So that is also important, and those demands are genuine. So tell me what you think. Let me just read some few comments here. It's there. I'm seeing some people. Someone saying, "Shut down." Right? And there's Daza Nyadori. I think it's a good idea for Zimbabwe to stay home, because we've been suffering for so many years. Together we can fight this ill treatment upon the citizen. Yes, that is Daza Nyadore. Daza. Right. Is it Daza is in Darlington? Who is giving us those comments. Anyway, who else is here? I can see good morning, Wellington Brown. How are you, my brother? Morning, Emmanuel Manuere. Thank you. Right. So those are some of the comments. Let me just show you some of the videos that have surfaced online. University students in at University of Zimbabwe, they have started protesting. Let's see what is happening there. This is what. All right. Let's see here who is here. Let's see here who is talking here.
Hello, my name is Tango Pita. I'm just here to encourage everybody to stay at home for the 9th of May 2022. It's a peaceful protest. Let us stay at home. If I can take you through to the scriptures, 2 Kings chapter 7 and verse 4. But the whole of that chapter you read about, in short, those guys, they say, if we die, we die. If we go out, we die. If we say we're gonna die. Please, guys. 9 May 2022. Let's try to do one thing as a nation. Let's pave our way. It's a peaceful process. We need to put a message to this government to say we suffered enough. We are expecting you to bring about a government that can change our livelihood. I thank you.
Right. This is the gentleman. I saw someone from Team Pachedu here being interviewed on Newsroom Africa. Let's see here. Then we're gonna close the broadcast. Here is a clip from Team Pachedu.
Economy. I mean, I mentioned earlier. What are your thoughts, Tafadzwa, on what the government has actually been saying when it comes to the Zimbabwean economy? I mean, I mentioned earlier, impending food shortages. I mentioned the currency crisis that is currently facing the country. But oftentimes, when you hear President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government respond to these issues, often there's a blame game, blaming the West and the economic sanctions that were imposed on Zimbabwe and blaming the economic downturn of the country on that. These are sanctions that were imposed 2 decades ago. And I'm curious about your organization and just general feeling on the ground with this response from the government. Is it still a fair assessment of what's happening in the country?
From my own understanding, probably the population of the Zimbabwe. Our economy is not being transformed because of a certain Western culture of the ruling party ourselves making foreign experience. And not the market that this is a sanction, Zimbabwe is not going to export their food to Europe. Zimbabwe is not to find the ground. So the issue is corruption and they cannot recognize the right because of sanctions. It's not an issue of sanctions, it's an issue of mismanagement resources. The issue of management resources. We have so many.
All right, that is part of the interview that Tafadzwa Sambiri, one of the coordinators, but it also comes back to what I was saying, that I'm not seeing leadership on the part of the organizers who is there to say, let's do this, let's not do this. Let's see here. There is a video at the University of Zimbabwe. Let's just take a look. All right. So anyway, let's go back to these are some of the videos that we're seeing, and then there is this soldier. I think some of you have seen him, but let me come to this video. Jacob Ngarivumi, one of the persons
virtually sustaining this economy and this country. Our economy is and all the. Greetings, Zimbabwe. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the hardworking women who are virtually sustaining this economy and this country. Our economy is crumbling, and the government seem to have no idea of how to deal with it. Prices are skyrocketing. Life is getting so hard for ordinary citizens. But guess what? Hardworking women and the rest of citizens have continued to persevere and work really hard to bring food on the table without the support of the government, which they must be doing. The situation has continued to deteriorate. Look at what is happening in the exchange rate. Look at the fees for colleges and students. Look at the harassment of journalists that is going on. The harassment of journalists and the harassment of citizens every day. So the regime's response to the troubles and what is happening in this country is more repression. But there comes a time that citizens need to draw a line. And I believe the time is now. There's no better time for us as citizens to come together and say, enough is enough. We are guaranteed rights by our constitution to protest, to speak out, to make sure that we build a nation that we are happy with. And there's no better time than now. Let us come together and fight for electoral reforms. Let us come together and stand up to the deterioration of the economic situation in this country. We can't leave it until it is like in 2008. Already we are going beyond 2008. This is time for us to come together and say enough is enough. Let's force this regime to act. Let's force the regime to stand up and realize that what they are doing is wrong. And it takes you and I as citizens of this country, we can come together and speak out against that which is happening. I believe the time is now.
Right. That is Jacob Ngaruvume, the leader of Transform Zimbabwe, and giving us his thoughts there. But anyway, that is the leadership that I believe is good, and speaking to the people that be. But the challenge that you then have is you have the mainline opposition leaders quiet if they are not coming to the fore. We can have civil society, come out, but what I can tell you is the larger constituency is controlled by the opposition, and their quietness is what is really appalling, because you are having all these demands, and your citizens, the citizens that you are leading, are asking for leadership, and you don't show up. For me, this is disappointing, and I would expect Tendai Biti, I would expect Nelson Chamisa, I would expect Douglas Monzora, I would expect all the opposition leaders to say, let's join hands and go and march in unison, and we go and fight and say, we want ABCD to be addressed. That's how you make your voice known. Because if people then they don't have leadership, because the challenge that you have here is you have Jacob Ngaruvume, but he does not have a bigger constituency of people that he is leading at the moment. And his words cannot be taken seriously by a lot of people, because he's not a huge crowd of people. I'm not denigrating Jacob Ngaruvume, but I'm saying in his constituency is controlling people, a small constituency of people. It then take those that are in the opposition to say, we also want change. Let us also come out and be in the streets and say, we want ABCD. Can you address ABCD? Then we are talking. Otherwise, if we don't have the joining of hands of opposition, we are going to have a problem. Anyway, Tinotinde share perseverance, saying, stay home to avoid unnecessary death. Thank you. That is also important. People need to stay home, because if you get in town, you might be caught in the crossfire. Anyway, we're going to be monitoring the situation and whatever is going to be happening. Please keep us informed. Our WhatsApp number is there. If you have any videos or any developments that you might have found in your going around, probably in the streets of your vicinity, please let us know. We want to let the world know of those developments. So please get in touch with us on that number that is appearing on this, that is scrolling on the screen, and we can be able to talk about that. But anyway, are you going to school? Are you going wherever you're going? In Zimbabwe, maybe you've already started driving. Is it safe? What are you seeing, and what is your encouragement to everyone that is at home? Those that are saying let's stay at home, until when? Provide leadership. I'm not against you, but I'm saying provide leadership. It's good for people to stay home, but give them leadership to say we want ABCD, and then we can say let's call off the shutdown. something like that. So personally, I totally agree with people's demands, and they are genuine and they should be addressed. However, people must show leadership and come out and say, we are doing this, we're going to be there, we're going to be there, we want to make a peaceful protest. Anyway, what is your thoughts, and what do you think about this whole shutdown Zimbabwe? I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, have yourself a good day, and wherever you are, please stay safe. Don't get yourself in unfortunate situations that will result in loss of life or something like that. That's all that I have for you. Hopefully, we'll chat soon during the day, and we might be having a guest at the end of the day today. Have yourself a good day, and be well.